Welcome back to another episode wherein we tackle an activity about dynamic host configuration protocol. This activity consists of a switch, three PCs, the PC0, PC1, and PC2, which are connected to switch 0, and then a server and a router. So there are three VLANs present in this activity: the VLAN 7 for sales, VLAN 17 IT, and VLAN 77 marketing. So the VLAN 7 has a network address of 10.136.0.0/13, VLAN 17 10.144.0.0/13, and lastly the VLAN 77 has a network address of 10.152.0.0/13. The goal of this activity is to configure the DHCP server to assign IP addresses to the pieces on their respective VLANs. At first, we need to configure the switch and assign the VLANs, such as the VLAN 7, the VLAN 17, and lastly the VLAN 77. To verify if we already create the VLAN, we can issue the command do show VLAN brief. And after that, we can change the port access of the interfaces connected to the switch. In this case, we have VLAN 17 already. The interface fast Ethernet 06, and then switch port mode access, VLAN 17. And then we also do the same for the last VLAN, the VLAN 77. And since the DHCP server needs to be configured with separate DHCP pools for each VLAN, this requires creating 3 DHCP scopes, one for each VLAN, each with a different subnet and IP address range. To create a DHCP pool, we need different pools for each VLAN. For VLAN 7, we will set the subnet 10.136.0.0/13 with a range of IP addresses to be assigned to PCs on VLAN 7. Then we're gonna do the same for the pool VLAN 17, the subnet of 10.144.0.0/13 with a range of IP addresses for VLAN 17. And then also the same for the VLAN 77, which have a subnet of 10.152.0.0/13. After configuring the DHCP server and router, verify that each piece receives an IP address from the correct DHCP pool. And as we can see, if we click the DHCP, it already has an IP address, subnet mask, and a default gateway. Now for the server, we also do the same, just click the DHCP, but since we haven't configured the port yet, it will not generate an IP address. So first, we must go to interface, fast Ethernet 02, and then switch port mode access and make an access for VLAN 7 in this case. To verify connectivity, we can just generate, and then we can see that it already has an IP address.